Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another workshop by OPM Tools. It is I, Mustafa Shahid, and Cohen Powell as well with me. And today we have another session regarding tips and tricks on how to improve your business and how to improve your account under the OPM Tools agency. Now, last time we went over how to create documents and contracts basically that you can send out to your new hires, or maybe you have some documents like in productivity documents that you want to send out after the end of each day or each week or each month, whatever way you want to keep the track of what your employees are up to. So today we are going to take you into a different direction for the same reason, the team management. But today we are going to be talking about how you can build out SOPs and basically turn those SOPs or standard operating procedures for each different process into a course, and then utilizing automations to monitor the courses. You can even create a pipeline around it so you can keep a manual tracking. And by manual tracking, just viewing it manually, but everything else apart from it would be done automatically. But before I further take a deeper dive into that, let me just have Cohen show you where to go, what to do, and how to do it to set up an SOP first. So over to you, Cohen.
Yeah, and give me one moment to share my screen, and I'll also explain even further the importance of SOPs as well. Firstly, the biggest thing for SOPs is that it adds consistency to your business. And naturally, if a task is coming in from a client, you are going to be the bottleneck, essentially. And as the bottleneck, there's going to be a lot of things that are weighing on you. And with SOPs, it provides that consistency, as well as predictable results, and so on, so that you are not dropping your quality in order to provide the results that you're desiring to give to your client. It also becomes a lot easier to delegate the tasks to, say, a team member who is new to the business and they're just a new hire. Those SOPs will definitely help them achieve the quality work that you are asking them to do without having to spend too much time delegating that work and explaining them the process as well. It also becomes faster process to be onboard clients as well. There's less delays. There's clear milestones that you're trying to achieve within the onboarding process. There's less confusion and just overall faster productivity. Like I mentioned before, that there is a quality. There's a certain quality that comes with SOPs as well. Consistency in quality, uh, as well as it kind of future proofs your business as well. With SOPs, your business becomes more sellable and provides that clear and efficient practice that you want future employees to have as well. So, starting within your sub account, you are able to access courses where you can start making your SOPs through the memberships tab on the left hand side. And then once you're in the memberships tab, you can go to courses on the top bar and click on products. Now I'm going to be using a pre-existing course that is within our sub account, and let's just go into the social media. Now it is very easy to use this. All you really need to do is just add content, and you are able to add a module, add a submodule, add a lesson, add a quiz, add an assignment, add a welcome badge, and then finally add a credential if you are providing a certification course. But for this, let's just add a lesson. And for the lesson title, we'll just do a dummy title. And then you would select the module that is going under. A module is basically like a folder in this case. And then create lesson. And then once the lesson has been made, you can go into the edit. And then here you are able to customize the individual lesson however you would like. So you can either upload videos, images, links, or an embed from a URL. You are able to change the lesson thumbnail or add other downloadable resources. And you are able to add transcripts of the lesson as well, or any other descriptions that you want to add. Personally, I love reading transcripts of videos rather than having to watch through them. So if you have different employees who are of different learning types, I personally recommend adding a transcript of the video as well. And that is really it on how you can start your SOP and going from there. Now I'm going to pass it over to Mustafa, who can explain it even further.
All right. So when you're working with SOPs, now you have the course created or the SOP created, you have the quiz, you have the assignment created, everything that you needed has been created. Now, either you do it manually or you do it automatically, but we prefer automations in order to ease the entire process. So the process that I've chosen for myself is whenever a new member has been added to the team, all we'll need to do would be a few steps and they would get access to the course, and then we'll be able to monitor the entire activity from there on. So before we go in that, let me just show you what I've created. Now this is an automation which will trigger whenever a contact tag has been added to a contact, and the tag is going to be the team member. So obviously, if we are the sub account owners or the account owners, we wouldn't be given this tag to random people or potential clients or leads. We will be only be tagging our own team members as team members. And this way you can also use this when you want to send out documents or you want to reach out to them and things like that. So you add the trigger, any tag that you want basically, and these are the four basically loop system that I've created. Now I'll explain the loop as well, but first what you do is you add the action called the course grant offer. You select the course whichever one you want. Over here I've selected the get started with OPM tools basically. Then I have a waiting period or the refreshing period basically. So what that is for, and this is entirely my own personal professional choice. So the logic behind that is once a team member has gone through the SOPs, I want them to be re-added to the course after 6 months. Now you can do it 3 months, or you can do it never, or you can do it 1 year, whatever floats your boat, basically like that. The reason is after 6 months, there might be some updates to the course. Over the span of 6 months, we might find out some new ways to do the same thing, or maybe we found something or some ways that are not supposed to be used anymore or any longer, or the system changed or something happened basically, or you just want that person to go through it once again just to give them a refresher. Base, yeah, anything like that. So I added a waiting period of 180 days, after which that person will be removed from the course and then re-added to the course almost immediately, so that they get an email, hey, you've been added to this course, and you need to go through that. Now, when you're working with automations, you have other automation triggers that you can work with as well. So over here, I'm just going to show you. If you click on new trigger and scroll down on the right hand part of this, you'll find this tab which says courses. Just click on any course right now, or any module or any particular option within that. Why? Because once you open this window, you will see what it states, exactly what it does, without having to open it one by one. So if I scroll down again until it says courses, over here we have, all right. So the automation triggers that you can play with is you can fire off an automation to update the team member's status or its opportunity in the pipeline, to move whenever they start a new category, when they complete a category, when a lesson gets started or completed, when an offer is granted or removed, and so on and so forth. And even when the user logs into the course. So basically, you can even keep track if they are actually watching the SOPs or doing the SOPs or not. And if they're not, and if they are stable, or not stable, stale. What that means is if they are invited to a course and they have shown no activity for, let's say, the first week after being hired into the business, you can send them out an email, a call, whatever you want to do. But you can keep track of basically whether they are serious about the course, if they are doing the course or not. And no, I'm not trying to give out fresh ideas to Orin in order to keep a track on me whether I'm learning on the job or not. So none of these would be applied to me, hopefully, but you can apply this to anyone else. So yeah, basically that's what we do. So this is the simple automation, and here since it's published, I'm going to go back to the contact page, give myself the tag team member, and see what happens. So go back. I'm just gonna go to contacts and wait for it to load. That's it done. That's that. Mustafa Shahid with my accurate email, which is this one. Second one, open this, and I'm going to give another tag, which would be team member. Click here. Perfect. So now this has been done, and perfect. I got an email as well, which I can check from my email. Welcome to the course. Thanks for joining our Get Started with OPM tools. You can access the course here with these credentials. All right. And then that's it. All I need to do on my end would be to let me first open the email so I don't show you on my entire email address. Share this email, click over here, share this tab, and it takes me to the course. I can just set a password and I'll get the access to the course. It's that simple. So yeah, that's how you can create automations around your SOPs. This is how you can create your SOPs, and you can have multiple different products or multiple different lessons, not supposed to be in the same one. So for example, if you have multiple roles that the person needs to do, if I'm talking about myself, if I'm working on the system, I can have one course or category for the system. I can have another one for the client handling, another one for strategies, and so on and so forth. Whatever roles I have, I can have an course specific to that. And everything that I do regarding the SOPs can be tracked. And with the previous lesson that we talked you last week, with the documents and with the contracts, you can even keep a track on that. So yeah, I think that would be far more enough for you to keep in a track of what your employees are doing. If and basically the purpose of SOPs at the end of the day is that it when they go through some obstacle and they say they haven't done something, they can't exactly say they don't know how to do it, because if they've been through the SOP, that means they should have known how to do it. So yeah, Cohen, would you like to show them how to search a knowledge base, find more information about courses and things like that, and how they can reach out to us as well?
All right. So as Mustafa was saying, we do have multiple ways of reaching out to us to give personalized help. You firstly, there is the submit request. If it'll load. Submit request is basically a way for you to, if you are coming across a problem while using OPM tools, and you are able to document it and send us a video or just describe the situation, we are more than happy to set up a meeting with you and try to see if we can fix that for you, either right then and there or after a certain amount of time, depending on the severity of the situation. Next is the support meeting. If you just want to set up a general support meeting and set up some type of automation or set up a certain course or whatever you might want help setting up, feel free to use the schedule support meeting and schedule it on one of our calendars, and we would be more than happy to help you out with that. But if you are more do it yourself, there is the knowledge base as well. Knowledge base has a ton of assets and articles available to you regarding OPM tools, as well as things that might be able to connect to OPM tools as well. So if you're interested in social media or creating courses, there are some articles for that as well within the knowledge base.
Anyone has any ideas, any strategies they want to share with us, something they want to just do a brainstorming discussion on, you can reach out to us and we can have those conversations. If you want us to build your courses out for you, you can provide us the content and we can do that. And within the courses itself, you can add an audio file, a video file, you can have add documents, you can add a slideshow basically as well, and have a complete description of it. You can also enable or disable the comments on that. So if you don't want, if you want people to comment on it, they can. If you don't want that, they won't be able to. So you have quite a lot of things that you can play with in order to make your course stand out and be as helpful as it can be for all of your team members. And if you have any ideas or suggestions that you have for us in regarding to what topic we should cover next time, you can also let us know regarding that as well. And you can just reach out to us on support@overpowermarketing.com. That way we'll be able to look at it. And if a lot of people says the same thing, we can definitely cover that topic on the Tuesday workshop session, or we can just create a video around it and send it to you specifically. So the next thing that we're really talking about on the 17th of February, yep, on the 17th of February, will be how to put quizzes inside the courses, how to build them out, how you can add them one by one, or you can prepare them beforehand, and what can you do with those quizzes, and what functionality you have within the quizzes. After that, we'll be working on forms and calendars, and then taking the route towards the different types of calendars within OPM tools, including the normal ones. And by normal, I mean the round robins or the one time or the class calendar. Then we have the services calendar and the newly released rental calendars. So, yeah, that would be for the near future. And I think that would be good for now. So I hope you've seen this entire video and you found this really interesting and something that you would be looking forward to implement within your own business as well. Either way, we'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Until then,